If anybody would like to get an eye patch to participate in Talk Like a Pirate Day, Alan's got them for $1 at the bar. These things are high quality eye patches made by small children in China in exchange for beatings. So you'll enjoy these, high quality. You gotta have an eye patch. They're only $1. You can also stick them in your ears if trouble comes to the audio spectrum of the Tabernacle of Hedonism, which it has a tendency to do. The Naked Poet is here. Give him a round of applause at the center table. Readings by Michelle, the Tabernacle Fairy, going on live at the Tabernacle of Hedonism. We will be boarding the spaceship in approximately 10 minutes or so. We're just waiting for a few people to leave so we can be comfortable as we perform. Granny's here. Give Granny a round of applause. Granny has just arrived from her new bungalow in downtown Gainesville, Florida. Where is it? Is it downtown? Southwest. Granny's on the Southwest now in a hotshot mansion, and she's having visitors over for a big party next year. Arg matey, I, Avast ye, starboard bow, swab the mizzen mast, walk the plank, we'll drag you under the ship over the barnacles and rip your skin off if you do wrong. That's a real thing they did, by the way. I only know that because it's Talk Like a Pirate Day. It's also Bert and Ernie Are Not Gay Day. We thought they were gay again. This keeps happening. And I looked at the information because I don't just pass along the headlines, ladies and gentlemen, like a lot of you do. I looked at the article. And the guy who said that Bert and Ernie were gay started working with Sesame Street in 1981. And though he wrote for Bert and Ernie and won several Emmys, and he may have written what he wrote thinking of them as gay characters, I can tell you, and hey, it's okay if they're gay, that's not the issue here. Bert and Ernie started in 1969. Frank Oz and Muppet Master Jim Henson, they each had a character. You can pick which one was which. And I'm telling you that according to Sesame Street official, Muppets do have gender, but they do not have orientation. Muppets are just friends. They are not in any way, shape, or form fucking.
How do you know this?
I know this because I tried so hard to get Snuffleupagus into my bedroom. I figured he had to be gay. Because look at Big Bird. I mean, they hang out together. Whenever Big Bird tries to point him out, it's like that girl on the Brady Bunch. This is my boyfriend, Philip Glass. And he's nowhere to be found. And Snuffleupagus told me he's just a friend. A great, big, giant, imaginary friend with a giant Snuffleupagus. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm saying that. We should not sexualize children's shows. Please stop doing that. Let them be okay. Tinky Winky is just a small creature with a television in his stomach. He just happened to have a pink triangle on his head. That doesn't mean he was working for, what are those people that throw blood on you if you don't like gay people? What are those people? Tinky Winky doesn't work for them, is what I'm trying to say. Republicans. No, Republicans just throw blood on you. They don't have anything else going on. I'm just kidding. I have friends of mine who are Republicans. You may wonder how I do that.
Yes, how do you do that?
Lots and lots of drugs.
Oh, you drugged them.
Anyway, we'll start in a minute. Strap on your three-way safety belt and let's get drunk. Arrgh! Let's talk like a pirate day. I might say that again.
Tom, I hear that they pulled him off the show because Big Bird could only see it. And the implication was Big Bird was schizo.
When you say pulled him off,
You should come out to the. What's that? Oh, you should come tomorrow? TMC? Is it this weekend? I'm planning here.
Sometimes it shows up. I have to comment on maybe one of them wanted to do something. Like Ernie said, these things try.
I was out here. I was out. Yeah, a lot of people passing by, some people come up and start playing with us. Apparently, this one girl is doing a music video, and she wants to see other people, so that's gonna be Oh, you did mention that. Yeah, how is it? What are you I also got Apple. No, but if you know how to use it, then I really be able to see it.
That's better than Mrs. Miller. You make everyone sleep, but I like it.
I don't know. You got it? Okay, so
I like it, Tom. It's new agey. New agey. I like it.
You're a student, right?
After the day I've had, it's perfect.
They give you special pricing, but you don't have to provide any proof that you're a student. So they give me filing pro, login pro, or music. One of their like creative programs for like $200. I've definitely used a lot of logic pro, because you know. I always forget because you don't play it, but I have seen you play
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, well, you know, I couldn't end up anymore. So,
that airfield place closed? They have a sign that says usually when somebody puts down surfing or fishing, it makes it
Maybe we only make it. My idea is to make it. Shoot for a day, and make the ideas, people the ideas out.
Oh, I can scan any email your JPEG.
Alright, we can give you some change. Right, we better get started. Is there a band playing next door?
Country band. Is that the show?
I mean, all you see, right, is like background.
How's Sunset Village going?
Completely sold out. It's a blockbuster. It's made the most amount of money and got the most amount of hype of any play that's ever been across town since it was.
Are you guys recording this?
Plays it once in a lifetime. So, but we may make it into a
Let yourself hit the sky high and fly until you know the cheese for you. Go slow and fast, Mary Jane, Mary Jane, Mary Jane. Mary Jane, Mary Jane, Mary Jane.
The show always happens.
I'd love to get a chance to do the groovy dance that's turning on the hippie scene. But when I take a crack, my sacroiliac reminds me I'm not 17. Granny Popper, Granny Popper, you can't stop her. She's wild as can be. Granny Popper, that's me. Say it wouldn't hurt to get a mini skirt and wear my hair down to the floor. I guess I'm not that hip, cause when I take a trip, it's only to the grocery store. Granny Popper, Granny Popper.
All right, are we broadcasting?
Granny Popper, that's me.
Are we broadcasting?
We are broadcasting.
Okay, how many viewers?
0.
0, great, that's a good start.
I'm inviting lots of people. I just,
Yeah, invite them all until you get banned from Facebook.
I just invited people.
Yeah. Okay, everybody, let's get serious now. I'm not here to fool around anymore. I'm tired of fooling around with this show. I'm actually going to do a show tonight. Yeah, a show I planned out. I spent all week planning this show out, and one of the things, first of all, we got a great theme: lobster balls. That's the first thing you should know about the show. I was going to get a bunch of lobsters and cook them for you, but I didn't have any money. No, I was going to cook them for you, but I didn't have any money, so I didn't do that. It's all right. I want to say that Alan has gone above and beyond the call of duty. He's somebody who watches trends. You know, it's Talk Like a Pirate Day, and these beautiful Chinese eye patches made by Chinese children for in exchange for beatings. You can buy these for only $1. Oh, there's definitely some eye itch on these things. Hey, I don't mean to digress. But while we're talking about diseases that can transfer from one thing to another, did you all hear the story about the guy who just, I don't know if he was Frenching his dog or what happened there. He was petting his dog. I think he just was petting his dog. And he got some rare thing that apparently all dogs have and most people are immune to, but he got it bad, and now he has no feet. Did anybody see that story?
Yeah, I saw it.
So do you think he's still hanging out with his dog now, or what do you think's happening?
I mean, it probably run its course, so.
No, it didn't run anything. He has no feet. Thanks for the setup, Alex. I paid him to say that. Yeah, joke number one at the Tabernacle. He's got no feet. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that because I have friends who have, they don't have things. And a lot of us won't have things as we go in life, and so it's actually not very funny at all.
Great.
Even the eye patch is about not having an eye, and I have friends who don't have eyes, so maybe we're fucking this up from the get-go. Maybe we fucked up already. Maybe this show has no soul, and we're just a crass, awful nightmare show. Yeah! Woo! Yippee! Yippee doo-dah! All right, well, let's move along. All right, where was I? All right, Chinese children, I did that. Eye patches, I did the thing about, we figured out that Bert and Ernie are not gay. Sesame Street says that they have they have gender but not orientation, and all Muppets are just friends. That's the latest word. So this guy from 1981, when probably everybody thought Muppets were gay, because that's when Cruising came out with Al Pacino. And you know what that did to our social structure? That's why we have Trump now. And I think when Al Pacino, whenever he gets a permanent, hairstyle in a movie, you've got to get away from that immediately, especially if it has scarves, especially if the scarves are color-coded, and depending on which pocket they go in, they represent a sexual thing that you can do to another human being or Muppet. I'm basically saying, and I'm saying this as somebody who has experimented in the gay way, so I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. I'm saying, don't see Cruising with Al Pacino unless you are a Muppet. No, that's not what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm saying there's feedback now.
Hang on, I turned it up. I turned it down. Too much feedback.
All right. Next, I'm gonna pitch some paintings. This one I'm selling for $1,200. It's a chalkboard, or not a chalkboard, what are the cork board? So you can throw darts at this. I've got all kinds of people. I got Divine. I got Andy Kaufman from Taxi. I got Andy Warhol. The two Andys are together. Not like that, but together. Then I have John Lennon.
Yay!
And I have Trump over here.
Oh, God.
And it says Lennon, Kaufman, Warhol, and Divine. 4 of my favorite people is the name of this one. Lennon, Warhol, Kaufman, Divine. 4 of my favorite people. Do I hear $1,200? Hey, all right. Thank you. Sold. Glad we got that out of the way. Okay, I'll get to the other painting in a little while, but probably by now, based on the opening monologue, we need a blessing from our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because nothing else is going to do it for us. And here to do that blessing is the Tabernacle's most sincere and realist evangelist of us all. Please welcome to the stage Granny. Give her a round of applause for our prayer. Oh, sorry. It's Granny. Arg, matey.
Cowboys here.
I need y'all to come here so I can pray for you. She got scared.
Cowboys here, everybody.
Hello, Kevin. Well, some people really don't know what they're missing when they miss the blessings. But anyway. How's everybody?
Great. How are you?
I'm blessed, highly favored, living in my new home.
Amazing.
Going hungry, but living in my new home. Anyway, I love seeing y'all tonight. Seeing y'all just makes me feel more at home, no matter where I'm at. Lord Heavenly Father, I thank you for these people tonight. I thank you for them smiling, their laughter. I thank you, Lord, for their atmosphere, because it seems like so positive tonight. Lord, please bless them as they come in and out. These people are special. They come here, whether they want to hear me or not, they sit through it. But at least they are getting to hear a little bit about you. So bless them, Father. Stay with them. Give them peace, Father. Whatever turmoil's going on in their life, Father, help them through it. I feel that somebody has a big problem, a financial problem. And Lord, I'm asking you to send the financial angels around them. Bless them, Father, with whatever their needs might be. Lord, you're good to us. You're almighty. You're awesome. We thank you. We praise and we glorify you. And I love you, people. And I hope the Lord blesses you each step. In the name of Jesus. Guys, all you have to do is stay positive. Stay happy. And that's the only way to be is positive. Life's too short not to. You trust in your higher power. Things happen for the good. It will happen, but you have to truly believe. Just a mustard seed of faith, but it's got to be true faith. It doesn't matter what sin you commit, because when you see that you've done wrong, just say, Father, forgive me. He will. That's a sweet thing. That's no problem. He'll forgive us for anything because he loves us. I love you. God bless you.
Granny, everybody give her a round of applause. A beautiful sermon to open up our evening tonight. Thank you, Granny. If you were inspired by Granny's message as I was, you will reach into your wallets and your coffers and pull out, the least of us financially speaking, a $5 bill. Oh, what the hell? Because Granny's done a lot for you. She's done a lot for many, many people. She's been preaching a long, long time. And I think my eye is getting infected from this thing here. Yeah, I might need a healing next week, Granny. If my eye is swollen up with, infection, will you help me? Will you help me to see again? It's a miracle! Arg! Arg! you, Granny. Thank you so much. We love you. Yeah, so just dig in and give Granny a couple bucks. Somebody's got $1. Did I do the whole thing? Did I bankroll the whole deal here? Okay. Well, anyway, thank you, Granny. So happy to hear that you are coming up. Paul McCartney wrote a song just for you. Yeah. By the way, speaking of Paul McCartney, I would like to say that his new album, he's a hero of mine, as many of you know. His new album, Egypt Station, has reached #1 on the U.S. charts, ousting Eminem off of the charts. That must be interesting to watch a 76-year-old guy kick your ass off the charts. It is the first album of Paul McCartney's to go #1 in something like, I forget what the number is. Is it 29 years? It's probably more. But how about it for Paul McCartney? He's still jamming, still doing this thing. Yeah. Hey, Keith Richards for just being above ground. Give him a round of applause.
He's basically a mummy.
He's a wonderful mummy. We love Keith. Man, if I could just get just a couple of, I don't know what the word is for volume of a couple of cc's of that, what's his name again? Who are we talking about? Just inject some Keith Richards blood. I'd be so high. I'd like to get that.
Yeah.
Love to get some of that. Finally, drugs would get back to normal.
Get some antibiotics.
Yeah.
I think it's regulated by the FDA.
He is regulated. He's also insured by Harrods of London. But the thing is, you got to love that guy. He's the real deal. Hey, this beer is good, Alan. How about it for Alan Bushnell working the bar? This beer that I'm drinking is, I don't know what it is, but it tastes all right. It's pretty good, and it's only $2 tonight, so that's pretty good. Now, you may have noticed Cowboy in the back. Cowboy has a few mysteries that have been going on this week. He will let us know what those mysteries, what the answers are, because we had a wonderful birthday for you, Cowboy. I just wish you would have made it. He wasn't here for his own birthday, but he had a very good reason. And that's great that he didn't show up anyway, because why? I didn't have his CDs ready. The Cowboy, hang on, I admit it. I told the truth, Cowboy. But Cowboy, Alan Bushnell and I have been conspiring, and we are going to give you at least 4 CDs tonight and more next week. And they are being made or have been made already. We might even play them during the break. But you'll be getting those tonight, Cowboy, and that's the beginning of a long birthday gift that you're way overdue for. Happy birthday to you, Cowboy. Happy belated. Are they not working? Oh, you're looking for the file? I think I got it in my email. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we must invoke the Council of Space Mammals proclamation that the next thing to happen will be the great Reverend Angel Dust giving us our speech. But before we do, thank you. Yes, that's worthy of applause. Give him a round of applause. As you know, his speeches are more and more getting focused on very specific things as we get closer and closer to the election. And the main thing I think that he probably wants to convey to you, but I'll let him say that, but the main thing is that you should probably, if you truly want elected leadership that's going to make a difference, in the write-in space on your ballot, write in marijuana. Because if marijuana was governor, first of all, we'd have complete sentences. We'd have an end to stupidity. We wouldn't have this kind of, distended, feral mole rat running things. And the waters would probably get a lot cleaner. And the waters would probably get a lot. The waters could get so clean that they could support a mole rat if it lived in those waters. That's what I'm thinking. And so I encourage all of you to, as the Reverend Angel Dust so eloquently says, vote, get your friends to vote, get your grandparents and your dead grandparents to vote, get into the dumpsters, dig out those ballots, ethical voter fraud, get the amoeboids to vote, the squirrels, the raccoons, anything that you can find, the black bears. I'm sorry, I'm kind of doing the Reverend Angel Dust's shtick, but it sticks with me when he says this stuff, and that's why I do it. Thank you very much for that. And yes, and so feel free to yawn during the show. I see a lot of that happening. That excites me. Oh God, people. Oh shit. Fuck. I was just getting comfortable. Okay, let's see what happens here. Let's see how this is going to go. Yeah, well, I love people. I want people in here. Anyway, and so that's what we're going to do. So, Reverend, if you're ready to go, have you got that energy going, Reverend? You got that New Jersey energy happening? Because it is time, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage for this week's sermon, the one, the only, the Reverend Angel Dust.
Give him a round of applause. Go get him, Reverend. Talk like a pirate. Talk like a pirate, Reverend.
A Canadian pirate.
Canadian pirate.
Oi!
Oh,
Oi!
yeah,
Oi!
yeah.
Round about and about to find the buried treasure off of St. John's on the way to Halifax.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, Goddess bless everyone. We are all about finding our man, hallelujah, or woman, or child
Hallelujah.
who steals the marijuana, because as of October 17th in Canada, if you steal marijuana growing on somebody's property, you have committed a crime, and the owner has the right to press charges. Hallelujah.
But not to shoot you.
Everybody can grow it. No stealing anymore. Let's all grow it together.
Now, in Canada, we want the marijuana stocks to go up.
Yes. Go up high.
Yes, they go up high, and they are going up high.
Right. Marijuana stocks.
I have a few $100s invested in marijuana stocks, and they are going up. Hallelujah. God bless everyone. They are the highest of all the stocks, and I say that not only literally, but also mathematically.
What about figuratively?
Figuratively, yes,
How about-
because
How about ethically?
we are into double figures, 14, 15, 20, 30% a day.
But is it morally right? Is it moral?
And it's anatomical.
Is it
It is
anatomically correct?
morally right, it is spiritually right, and it is the wish of the voters. That's why they voted in
Hallelujah.
Justin Trudeau.
Power to the
Hallelujah,
people.
God bless everyone.
Justin Trudeau for president.
I'm AT. Swap the deck. It's Pirate Talk Day.
And in legalizing marijuana, we are one step closer to democracy. Full democracy here in America and Canada, because there are fewer prisoners of conscience who are felonized and cannot vote.
Argy Pargy.
What?
That means we are going to have free elections that are not rigged. Hallelujah. But in the meantime, we need to implement reverse voter fraud to get our candidate into the position of governor, that being marijuana. Marijuana for governor.
Marijuana for governor.
I checked the polls this afternoon.
And are they still stupid?
Andrew Gillum has 50%.
Yeah.
Andrew Gillum has an A+ in marijuana. DeSantos only has a B, and he's got 44%. That's right. And all of the others only have 2%. But marijuana
Go marijuana!
has 5%. And we're hoping that continues to go on up. Hallelujah. Higher, that's right.
Way higher.
Way higher. So check your sacred dumpsters all over town and especially at the Sun Center. I believe the sacred dumpster in back of 1982 was removed temporarily. But it will be back. Check those sacred dumpsters for absentee ballots. And register the amoeboids, the feral cats, the Aleutian Islands. Anything that moves or does not move that may or may not be alive. It is the Canadian Chicago way. It is the Canadian way. It is the American way. It is the Tabernacle of Hedonism way.
Yes.
Early and often ethical voter fraud.
Ethical voter fraud.
So that we get our candidate marijuana into the governor's mansion.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. And then it can redecorate.
In 2018,
Hard. No.
There is always 2020,
Yay.
and marijuana has the opportunity, and we have the obligation to vote for marijuana for president. Hallelujah. And I'm not making any promises, but I have a prediction that marijuana legalization will be on the ballot in 2020 in Florida, and we are counting on all of your supports. Hallelujah. That's right. So whether it is cannabis or whether it is your marijuana ETF,
Edibles.
or edibles, Delta 9s being metabolized into Delta 11s, or whether you have Delta 11s straight. Support and consume marijuana, and the world will be a better place. Hallelujah.
Down with that.
Right. Of course, we do not we support peace here in the Tabernacle of Hedonism. So love everybody, including the dummy in the White House.
Yes.
Ronald Dump.
That's hard.
Especially that.
Why do we support Ronald Dump?
We don't.
We support Ronald Dump because he's going to destroy capitalism. Already!
It's true. I guess.
You got a point there.
People are predicting a crash, an unpredictable calamity, a crisis in the making, all emblematized and symbolized and in the image of Ronald Dump himself. We will have economic disaster.
Yay!
Bringing an end not only to Ronald Dump and his administration and disorganization, but also capitalism. And there will be no stock market.
And what will you replace it with, Reverend?
We will be replacing, it will be actually just spontaneous.
Ah.
Because in the absence of nothing, we will have spontaneous dubitopia This is a system where there is no money,
Yeah, utopia.
no nothing except marijuana grown freely everywhere, and no police to poison it and cut it down. And as you know, marijuana cures everything.
That's right.
Every day.
Everything.
All the days.
It
All of
cures, if you lose
Short-term memory loss.
if you lose your feet from petting your dog,
That's right.
it'll cure that.
Everything. Cancer.
Yeah, easily.
Um,
Death. Yeah. All of it.
Algoma.
Melanomas.
yes. Everything. And spontaneously, we don't have Obamacare because Ronald destroyed that. We have Ojamba Care, named after Ojamba, the great dumpster goddess. Hallelujah, goddess bless everyone.
Hallelujah. This church is awesome.
Now, as you know, Jesus was the kingpin. He died for all of our drug deals
That's right.
and paraphernalia possessions. And if you are pulled over and they search your car and they find something which may or may not have been there, remember who put it there. Jesus, because he is the kingpin and he died for all of our drug deals and paraphernalia possessions, and we will testify to this in a court of law, be adjudicated, vindicated, and hopefully Baker acted, because that means more drugs. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. That's the way to do it.
Oxycontin. What else?
Meth, crack, cocaine, goofballs for sure. Methamphetamines, jujubes, edibles,
Placidos.
placidos. Did I say methamphetamines? I said that twice.
Everything.
Tic Tacs. Hey, cowboy, all right. Tic Tacs.
Anyway,
Tic Tac.
all of these things are available when you are Baker acted and in large supplies for you and your friends and the people you live with. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
God bless.
Special prayers.
Any other special prayers here tonight?
Any special prayers at the Tabernacle, anyone?
Madonna.
Madonna. Yeah, that's for sure.
Special prayers for
Dickie Betts.
Canadian Marijuana Night, which is next week.
Yay! Canadian Marijuana Night. Enormous justice.
As you know, we here at the Tabernacle of Hedonism have been broadcasting on the internet for the last 5 years weekly,
I got a special prayer for Tom.
preaching not only the legalization of medical marijuana, but the legalization of recreational marijuana. Reverend Deacon Tom Miller and I have been preaching legalization since 1985.
1985.
Along with Merle Watkins, the doobie tosser, Jack Harrer, the Emperor Wears No Clothes. In fact, the poet will be wearing no clothes tonight. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. I can't wait to see that.
Okay, me too.
Special prayer.
As you know, here in the Tabernacle of Hedonism, nudity is not luidity. In fact, we like to surf at naked. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
It says in the Bible, take heed,
God bless
lest
the
any
naked poet.
time your hearts are overcharged with surfetting and drunkenness.
Yes.
That's why we surfet naked. Hallelujah.
Thank you.
And we stay away from demon alcohol, but that Bible does not say anything else about edibles, quaaludes, meth,
Ajax.
crack, divinity drug from South America, tree bark,
Crank.
crank, DAP,
Psychedelic toads.
psychedelic toads, yes, all of it. It is not mentioned in the Bible, therefore it is permissible here in the Tabernacle of Hedonism. Any other special prayers? Loved ones who need
Kim Jong-un.
John Brown. Okay, yes. Higher ground. North Carolina is having a flood after the hurricane, so we are praying for all of the people who were affected by the flood to find higher ground.
Is this the show?
Yes.
Oh.
Can we pray for my brother Paul? He's a Trumpy.
He's a trumpet.
He needs some prayers.
It is the natural progression of prophecy
We have special prayer over
that
here.
we have Trump supporters. Hallelujah.
In the back, what do you got?
Yes.
I pray this like $20 thing I ordered from Guitar Center works.
Okay, hallelujah. 20 thing from Guitar Center that works. Any other special prayers?
I pray that this sermon resolves itself beautifully and we move along.
Okay, hallelujah. Our Mother,
Our Mother,
who groweth
who groweth
the greatest green
the greatest green
up there
up there
in the higher ground,
in the higher ground,
in the Ojambosphere,
in the Ojamba sphere,
under the influence
under the influence
of the domestic,
domestic,
that they trim up there
trim up there,
in replete nudity, under the influence of that heavenly herb. Oh, high and holy is the great dumpster mother. Officer friendly, please forgive us if we were texting and driving on our stupid phones.
Yeah.
Some people can do that.
Stay alive, yes.
I was checking on my crypto marijuana currency.
I was checking on my cryptocurrency.
I make 15% with each other fluctuation.
I make 15% with each other's fluctuation.
And if she finds anything suspicious,
If she finds anything suspicious,
we have no idea how it got
we
there.
have no idea how it got there.
For thine is the cow pie, the rain, and the shroom.
For thine is the cow pie, the rain, and the straw.
Amen, a woman, a joint, anything else that might be handy.
Anything else?
God is blessing. Hallelujah.
Reverend Angel Dust, ladies and gentlemen. An extraordinary sermon at the Tabernacle. One more time for the Reverend Angel Dust. Arr! Arr! Sweep the missive mask. Swab the deck, matey. Argy bargy. Hey, let's talk like a pirate, Dave. I'm doing my best. I haven't met a lot of pirates in my life, but one day I hope to meet them all. And now, you may have noticed we have 2 CDs and 3 more coming, or at least 2 more coming. This is Cowboy. Your birthday last week was so good, you would have loved it if you would have made it. This Cowboy Live at the Tabernacle is a short but sweet CD of live performance of Cowboy when the Tabernacle was over at the other location that we do not mention here tonight. And the thing is, you can buy this and take Cowboy home with you if that's what you really want. Or you'll see Cowboy do it live, and it's even better. But Cowboy, we will be bestowing onto you at least 2 more of these, so you'll have 4 of these. We're going to keep making them and making more as we go. I want to let you know I am creating product because I believe in you, I love what you do, and you make Gainesville and the world a better place. And there you have it. Does anybody know any specific pirate things I can say so I don't sound stupid? Shiver me timbers. Shiver me timbers, walk the plank. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in a religious institution now. Nothing is more religious than the way you present yourself and the way you are perceived of the light of the Lord and of Jamba and anything you like, Buddha, you name it. Whatever you believe in, we're okay with you. Everybody is welcome at the Tabernacle of Hedonism. You can worship a tree and you can come in here. You can have nothing to worship and come in here. If you need a religion, we'll give you one. The great Jamba, the great dumpster gods, you can have that one. You know, the interplanetary species of mammalian space creatures, we got them all. Everything. Buddhism, Judaism, we got them all. It's all good here. There's common ground in all of it. We got to get us back together or our species is going to suck. And ladies and gentlemen, one of the great things as you walk in the great glory of Jamba, the dumpster goddess, is being fashionable. And one of the most fashionable people I know happens to be the one and only Minister of the Interior and the best dressed of all the, what the fuck was that? And the best dressed of all the deacons. Please welcome to the stage, Michael Garvin, Minister of the Interior. Brother, how are you? Here's your mic. Here, grab this thing. Try that. Brother, how are you tonight?
Brother, I am so good. But when you look as good as I do, you don't even need psychotherapy.
Hey, there you go.
I tell you, dressing well and looking good will save you so much money.
Yes.
Don't bother with any of that.
Get the therapists out of it.
Don't bother with any of it.
Be who you are. Don't let them tell you anything unless they hand you some free drugs.
And be careful with that.
Yeah. Only take them all together. Not one at a time. Don't do the prescription, for God's sake. You'll screw it up.
Yeah.
You know, by the way, just for laughs, you know how many people die of a pharmacological overdose of marijuana? Nobody.
Long pause.
Yeah. You know how many people die of all other illegal drugs combined? About this many on my scale. This many. All illegal drugs, all of them combined. I'm talking illegal drugs, pharmaceuticals, everything combined. This many people die. You know how many people die from legalized? And I'm not ripping it. I like to drink a little and smoke a little. But do you know how many people die?
Vicodin.
Vicodin.
This message brought to you by Vicodin.
I like Vicodin.
And Dewar's Scotch.
Yes, Vicodin and Dewar's Scotch together. Really good combo. But anyway, all other illegal drugs combined are here. People who die from smoking and tobacco and alcohol, out there.
Everybody.
And those are the legal ones, which means just do whatever you're doing and don't let people fuck with you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Garvin, the question we've all been waiting for all night long. What are you wearing?
Army buckos. Army buckos. What did pirates wear? What clothing did pirates wear typically on all the 7 seas?
Garter belts.
That's not a fabric. Linen. Pirates really liked linen, except in wintertime, when they preferred wool or whatever they could find. Irish linen pants. It's thought that about 15% of pirates in the year 1720 were Irish. That's actually thought to be the case. Linen cotton jacket, linen cotton shirt, tie, probably belonged to a dead man, second hand, 10 cents. Look at that, Giorgio Armani. Well, you know, if you pay 10 cents for it, that pays for the name dropping. Leather shoes made. What?
It's a miracle. Woo! Don't worry about that. That's just the drugs kicking in.
Yeah, and Italian socks.
Yeah. Is that it?
Oh, hold on. French linen hanky.
Hey.
With that, we were, hey, crew, how you doing?
Good. Nerd point of order.
Yes. Nerd point of order. We have a nerd point of order.
They really wore eye patches. Why? Because they were looking through their, what was it, a sextant? They'd be looking at the sun. They were looking at the sun. They'd burn out their retinas. Really?
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. They were looking at the sun through a, what was it, Michael?
I think a sextant is what you look at the sun with.
Sextant.
Yeah.
Figure out where you are on the planet.
Figure out where you are on the planet.
Not
Pirates
to
blew
be
their
confused
eyes
with a sexton, which is a town with a lot of sex.
Right.
Yeah.
Or the villages. And now, ladies and gentlemen,
The village people.
or the village people.
Village.
That-
Village people.
Or the pillage people. This is going meta. That kind of fucked with my head a little
That's
bit.
called a
And now,
meta
let's
rabbit
try to
hole.
get control back of this situation here. Okay, we're trying to do church. Quit screwing it up. All right, trying to do church here. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Garvin is also a keen intellect, as you may have noticed, and he can wax poetic on any topic you could possibly come up with. And so we're going to take 3 topics of interest. Oh, 2 more hot off the press. Cowboy's selling these for $40 a piece tonight, Cowboy. I'm taking my 39 and we're getting you that PBR you want. No, I'm just kidding. That's how they did it at Chess Records. No, Cowboy, all you. That's on me, all you. Any way you want it. Because if you can sell for $10,000, I want you to have that. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Garvin will answer any question about any topic.
We have an over-enthusiastic young person.
Yes. In the back there.
Calamities.
Not just calamity.
Calamity, from the Latin calamitas. Next question.
Okay, good answer. Thank you. We're done with this. Thank you very much.
All right.
You got your answer, now get out.
You learn Latin
Yeah,
from Bazooka
learn.
Joe
You
bubblegum
learn,
rappers.
you little worm. Anyone else? Would anyone else like to ask a question?
Okay,
Oh,
hold on.
yes, a question.
Crew's gonna F me up here.
Yeah, Cruz, by the way, is our resident pirate expert for tonight, and we'll be
so here it is.
riffing piratically.
Why is piracy addictive?
Why?
Because once you lose a hand, you are hooked.
Yay! All right, that doesn't count as a topic. So
Gee,
we
Crew, I thought you were
to-
going to say you were born you're born into poverty, in an iniquitous system, so you take to the seas and rob people. But never mind.
Yeah, well, all right. Anyone else who's got something? Yes. What do you got? Yes.
What were the main communication methods across settlements in Incan civilization?
Communicating in Incan civilization. Go.
Very interesting. It's thought to be smoke signals, but there's some evidence they had hot air balloons. Hence the Nazca line.
Thank you very much. We're learning.
Third question.
Yes, we're just taking one more. Anyone?
Okay, one more.
Bruce! Naked poet.
Michael, how do you look so damn good?
That's a great question.
Very simple, Bruce. At the age of 3, I sold my soul to the devil. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Michael Garvin, the Minister of the Interior. Thank you, Michael. That was terrific. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as the show begins to gather steam, and we continue along the lines of whatever the fuck is going on. Oh, I have 2 microphones. It's good. I would now like to say that we're going to go. I'd like to make an announcement, actually. John Wasser, our political correspondent, who takes care of feral cats in his yard, did not have enough gasoline nor money to attend tonight's service. So I would like to say a short prayer for John, and we will see him next week. Short prayer for John. There, I said it. And now, yeah, we're getting the Wassermania t-shirts in. These things are going to be $90 a piece. We're hoping to sell 3 of them, and that will fund the church.
Next week, Band Book Week.
Oh, Band Book Week. Michael, get on that. Help us. We need to do that. Band Book Week. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce our resident pirate expert to do pirate riffing and comedy. And then we're going to hear from our first musical guest who is seated in the back, a new musical guest from last week, play some amazing stuff. You are playing tonight, aren't you? Okay, cool. Otherwise, I want that beer back. Just kidding, it's a joke. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage our resident pirate expert. Resident pirate expert.
Thank you, John, for that winning endorsement and well-researched introduction.
Thank you.
All right, ladies. Did you hear about the pirate over at the farmer's market selling corn? A buccaneer.
On another note, a non-pirate note, there were these 2 peanuts who went to a trip to Manhattan. They took a walk through Central Park. One of them was assaulted. John, back to you.
Yes, thank you very much. How about it for a resident pirate expert, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, he went one step beyond and even gave you like a normal non-pirate joke. So, you know, that's pushing the envelope here at the Tabernacle. Cowboy, I am now turning over the CDs from the production company to Cowboy, the artist. Cowboy, enjoy, do as you will, and we'll probably play that when we close the show tonight, so people can hear it. Even though you're going to be doing a live presentation tonight, those CDs are, I believe, they're $90, aren't they? $90, is that correct? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I thought I spaced out on your name. Help me again. You're very new. Tapeworm. Oh, that's right. Tapeworm with an E, right? Worm. Tapeworm with 2 E's. And ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a treat. So we're going to set this up and get ready to go. 3 songs by Tapeworm. We're just going to set it up. Now you come up here, right? You do this. Tapeworm's awesome. You're going to love this.
Oh, it's cool to see Divine. That's Divine from Pink Flamingo.
That's
right?
it, yeah.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, you did it like this.
Yeah, that's good.
And then you just kind of lean into it there.
Yeah, like that. Right, so 326 years ago today, a man was crushed to death with heavy stones in Salem, Massachusetts for not confessing to witchcraft. Today is Giles Corey's death day, so I'm going to play the song about the Salem witches. Way back 326 years ago, Mary brought a bag of potatoes to the Reverend's house through the snow. It was brought and displayed to Massachusetts all the way from Barbados. Knew a thing or two about booty songs, something from above, something from below. The Reverend's own daughter, Betty, was the first to know. And then his niece, Abigail, was quick to follow. And fits of pandemonium, cancer, her tongue, fire, and her tongue. My dancing tugs. Sorry, I must stop this. No, I just choked. And fits of pandemonium, cancer, her tongue. Might have been just for attention. They sure fool Reverend Paris, though. And he beat it to the tone. Confessions came blow for blow. Abigail smiled as if to say, I told you so. Witchcraft was diagnosis, all was evoked with torture to provoke our story. The record shows Sarah Osborne died in her cell. The first to go Bridget Bishop was next. They strung her about in the open. Martha Kerr's 2 sons were tight, bleeding head to toe. They finally confessed, but still the accusers flop around to and fro, screaming of witches on brooms flying high and low. In court, the spectacle seemed like a twisted joke. The prosecutor spoke, defendants took an oath. The magistrate did not like Susanna Martin's tone. She couldn't help but laugh at the whole episode, blasphemy, so they put the noose around her throat. Neither would Giles confess, he was pressed to death with his heavy stone. After hardly a few days, his wife Martha was carted off to the gallows. Harvard graduate George Burroughs, Reverend, said to be a wolf in sheep's clothing, enemy of Ann Putnam, who was of those casting blame. His name was what he quickly chose. He became known as the Minister of Shadows, to be taken with George Jacobs, also Martha Career, John Willis, John Proctor, all were hanged in a row. The grave the bodies were thrown in with so shallow a hand protruding from the ground of sorrow. Taken in the air, the devil's garden grows again up on the hill. Most were beneath the yoke to watch another 8 witches choked to death at the end of a rope. When Samuel Wardwell's last words were to be spoken, but cut short by the executioner's pipe smoke. Someone said Alan Parker, 6 on Go. Wilma Red of Marblehead, a fine scapegoat. Persecution blessed by the Pope, but then the minister's wife's witchcraft was exposed, and now they had gone too far. Salem awoke from one nightmare to another. The spell broke. The Juba was sold back into slavery, probably never to babysit again. No, Sarah Vickers, Reverend, on before she hung. 25 years later, choking on his own blood like Sarah Good promised he would. Some believe she really was a witch. How had she known? Lydia Dutton remained like a dying glow. Could not pay the prison fee. She died alone. Death was her release. Her ghost was free to roam. Possessed. There was no sleep, no rest, no going home. Whoa.
How class should be conducted in modern education?
And all right, so now I got it. Okay, so like 93% of murders are caused by men. That's a statistic that I heard the other day. This is being broadcast out in the world, right? So I just want to say, you guys better settle down. People are looking at me crossways now. But that's why I wrote this song about black widows, because, okay, the thing is, tomorrow is Louise Pete's birthday. She would be 138 tomorrow, but she died in the gas chamber of San Quentin. This is a 4-part song. The first part is about Lydia Sherman. The second part is about Belle Gunnis. And the third part is about Louise Pete, whose birthday is tomorrow. And the last part is about the giggling granny, Nanny Goss. So, this is Widow's Web. Lydia was new in town, her birth fell for her daughter flowers. They quickly got married, quickly the marriage began to turn sour. Had he known some facts about her, he would have passed on the clam chowder. He falls ill and dies, and now large inheritance allows her to live comfortably. However, her motives were plain death and power. Body count piled up, something was fishy, and each place felt fouler. And the next unlucky spouse with a black widow in his house. Sherman's 4-month-old baby named Frankie gets sicker and cries louder, and then the cry stopped altogether. Victor thought a dagger was out for the count, and blood and file came out her mouth during her final hours. Lydia had practiced acting concerned, gave no reason to doubt her. Sherman didn't understand, he didn't see her add the powder. He falls dead, they order a post-mortem. Arsenic is what they found. There was only one explanation for all the questions that surround her. Right now, Belle Gunnis. Her love letters won their hearts. They trusted her and found her charming, bringing all their money with them to her Indiana farm. Believing her to be quite harmless, were convinced to purchase large life insurance policies. This was part of her plan. She took him by the arm, post-mortem amputations, and the bloody hay out in the barn, to where what then appeared to have been a mere pig pen was also a graveyard. Others were buried in Belle's garden. The farmhouse burned, it was arson. She faked her death so she could start over. This black widow departed. Now, Louise. Louise Paulette and Joe's had to weave her web of deception. Self-defense was what she said, and they believed her with no question. Soon her web of deceit stretches to Los Angeles from Texas. Louise couldn't take rejection. Jacob Morton learned that lesson too late, cause he was dead. This time her lies hung by a thread. When Jacob's corpse was taken from the dirt in the basement, detectives tracked his Black Widow back to Colorado, where she was arrested, paroled to kill a few more before the cops made the connection. She was destined for the gas chamber. Her appeals were rejected. Her day came in 1947. On April 11th, they'd exterminate this pest, but the whole country was infested. Sippin' as Frank was the second honey of Miss Nanny Hazel. She took care of her infant son after. Well, he must have found rat poison. You know how infants misbehave. Nanny's third husband, Arlie, died. Insurance payments eased the pain. Her fourth and fifth husbands get sick and die. The symptoms seem the same. Samuel Doss's autopsy showed this widow's venom in his vein. The giggling granny Nanny claimed money was not her motivation. Inspired by romance magazines, searching for the perfect mate. Alright, one more, I guess. Let's see, the pirate. See, I thought it was Mobster Balls was the theme. So
No, Lobster Balls is the theme.
This gangster folk song I had, but I couldn't even get it right, so I'm glad that there was actually the Lobster Balls. I'm not going to play it. And I'm going to play a pirate song.
Oh, cool.
Alright, so I can remember.
Where's my eye patch?
Back in 1720, Calico Jack, Aunt Barney, and Mary Reed, and a few others who were all named. An island in the Caribbean, adventure wanting in Rackham was there for amnesty that the governor was giving. In return, Rackham gave his word that his pirate day would be ending. Not much trust, only a feeling that they both were condescending. For Rackham, laws were for breaking. For the governor, they were for bending. Around this time, Rackham met Aunt Bonnie, and they became friendly. Joined his pirate where she met Mary Reed. These two had many things in common, like that they were dressed like boys but girls secretly. Summer 1720, 12-ton vessel with plenty of spare gear. They could go anywhere if they could take it quickly. This time was right, it was windy. They set sail swiftly out to sea, started hitting British merchant ships. Fishing boats declared England's enemy. Captains hunting them heavily, armed one in their vicinity. Spotted them and wrecked their rigging. Captured 11, found guilty to hang on November 16th. Anne and Mary on the 29th, their sentence ultimately postponed due to their pregnancy. Prison conditions killed Mary, her destiny made history, and escaped into obscurity. Arr, scallywags!
Hey, thank you. I was trying to figure out it's tapeworm because you just tape yourself, right? Is that what it is? That the gimmick?
Well, actually, the tape did come first, so yeah, there might be some people. No, it was totally different.
I think it's because you're taping yourself. That's what I think.
I was either going to be botfly or tapeworm.
Oh, fucking botfly. What in the world would you play if you were botfly? That'd be cool. Try that out next week, man.
Yeah.
Botfly and tapeworm could like do alternate reality shows. That'd be fun. It's Pirate Night. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're continuing along. And now, just a moment.
Feedback.
Hey, I know a pirate with a wooden leg named Smith.
What's the name of his other leg?
Wesson? Am I doing it right?
I think you did it right.
Okay.
Is this one on?
Is that the joke?
That's a joke. I know, man.
How about it for a resident pirate expert, ladies and gentlemen? The humor continues here at the Tabernacle of Hedonism. We have an upside-down parrot. You may not have noticed that's a parrot. It is not the baby from Eraserhead, or maybe it is, actually, now that I look at it.
It's just feeding.
Is that a parrot or the baby from Eraserhead, Alan? Did you get the wrong order for this show?
It's neither. Went hunting earlier, bagged a flamingo.
That's a flamingo?
Yeah.
It's feeding. That's how they feed.
Oh, they feed by hanging like bats. Yeah, that's great.
I said bag.
All right. Well, let's try to do this correctly. The next person, you got another one? Okay, hang on. Our resident pirate expert with another joke.
That's right.
We're not fooling around. We're doing this show.
It's serious. Did you hear about the pirate with a wooden leg who went surfing?
No?
He would hang 5. I saw that in the latest pirate movie they have out. It's rated R.
Thank you, our resident pirate expert, ladies and gentlemen. Bringing the humor like you ain't never seen it before. And that I am certain of. Hello, how are you? Just coming in to use the restroom, Larry? It's just that good. No problem. We get a lot of that. That's okay. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to move along to perhaps the most important part of the show. The Naked Poet hasn't been here in a while, and he's written 120 pages, which he'll now be reading over the course of the next 4 hours. So for the folks who are following him next, just hang out, have another 30, 40 beers, and on Tuesday of next week, when we call you, it should be wonderful. So you're performing tonight, yes? Or,
Yeah.
I mean, you already did, but both of you, but are you still performing?
Yes.
Yes, as a group, correct?
Probably not. It's just gonna be me this time.
One after, it's just you, and then you're going to just watch. Your moral support? Okay, cool. I'm trying to figure it out. After the Naked Poet sings, then I think we'll go to you, and then I think we close with Cowboy. That sounds about right to me. Have I left anybody out besides me? Thank you very much. It's nice in there. 2 very large unisex bathrooms. Some people actually live in those occasionally. Now, are you going to stay? Oh, okay. You want some wine or something? They sell booze here.
And may I pose a question?
Yes. Hang on. Just another comment from our resident pirate expert.
A question. This is for real. Anyone interested in hearing some storytelling tomorrow night of science failures? Field work gone awry?
I can't go. I would love to.
I got an extra ticket. I'm not kidding. It's for real.
Yeah.
No?
Where is it when I work?
No? Okay. Well, all right.
What time is it?
7. Starts at 7.
Where is it? The library? Where is it?
National History Museum.
National History Museum, Science Failures. That's probably going to be a good talk.
It's going to be great because it's not just people putting this on their own. It's guts and glory. And Tammy does wonderful stuff for storytelling.
Right. So, all right. Well, if you're interested, talk to our resident pirate expert. He has a free ticket. And I am proud to say I was invited. I can't go because I have Thursday night class at Maharaja University of Management, the David Lynch Screenwriters Program in Fairfield, Iowa. Thank you. That's actually true. Thank you. I'm so proud of that. I've been meditating, Haven't done any yogic flying yet. That's way beyond my capacity.
There's 2.
Well, gravity is playing a tough role, but stage 1 is happening. And so, and I don't make fun of it because actually stage 1 of yogic flying is quantifiable and measurable in the brain in hard science. Strangely enough, that's actually true. So, who am I to say? I don't put limits on myself, so we'll get into that in year 2, I think. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to welcome to the stage the Naked Poet. And by the way, he may not be naked tonight. We don't know what he's going to do, but I can assure you he has been completely naked at a number of our shows, certainly one notorious show, and he is also very fond of being naked and loves the human body in its natural state and thinks that we should all love ourselves as we are in our natural state. I think that's a beautiful thing. Naked poet.
His feet are naked. His feet are naked.
You can leave that. You want to be up here? I want to have something to rest this.
Come on up and do whatever you need.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, the naked poet. Give him a round of applause. Naked poet. Go Gators. A couple of announcements first. I'm just a poor poet. I'm on Social Security. And this year I turned 65, and that puts you on Medicare. And Medicare is not free. Medicare takes a big chunk out of your Social Security, okay? So I need to make up that money every single month. It's like $100 a month. Even with the increase in Social Security, I have to make that up. So what I'm doing between now and Christmas, I worked my ass off at some lady's house. She was trying to sell her house. She's now in Tennessee. She didn't have a lot of money either, so we bartered for my work. Okay, I cleaned a nasty shed of hers, and it was so damn nasty, I had to get naked to do it. It wasn't worth wearing clothes. Okay? Her mother was living with her. I said, close the blinds. But anyway, she gave me a whole bunch of shark's teeth. Okay, shark's teeth. Some of these are megalodons. Look it up on the internet. Those are prehistoric sharks. I don't know where all these came from, but I have hundreds of them. And I'm not making them into jewelry like you normally see in the beach shops and all that. I'm doing different things with them. I thought I had it with me. I wanted to bring a few here to show you, but I don't. They're at home. And if you're interested in it, I'll give you my phone number, I'll give you my address, whatever. Come over and look at it because they're going to be great stocking stuffers, okay? I'm making them into interesting new things that I haven't seen anywhere else. And they're inexpensive. They're going to range from $10, most of them $10 to $50, okay? But they're really, really nice. The $50 ones are like 1.5 inches mounted on marble slabs, small marble slabs. So if you're interested in something different for a stocking stuffer or a little present for somebody, see me, okay? I'm not going to get into a lot of detail in this, but I am pissed, okay? I have been part of a brain study, and before you cut with the jokes, this is a serious thing, the McKnight Brain Center on the University of Florida campus, okay? It pays $225. It's a year-long study, and you get paid in 3 parts. Now, I have a normal brain, according to them. You have to be 65 or older. It's comparing my brain to people who have dementia or Alzheimer's, okay? And you get paid in 3 parts. Every time you take an MRI, you get paid $75. The first MRI was in June. Everything was fine. I was not claustrophobic. It was closed. I was given things to do. Everything was fine. The second one was a week ago yesterday, okay? It went horribly wrong, okay? The guy that ran this, I found out later, wasn't even an employee of the Brain Institute, okay? I don't know where they got this psycho bastard from, but he tortured me in that chamber.
Oh my God.
I wanted to communicate about things that were going on in there that I was hearing, and this guy did not respond to me, and his little partner didn't respond to me, and I ended up screaming my head off to get out of there, because once you're in there, you are trapped. You cannot move, you don't have your phone, you can't communicate with anybody, and you don't know how long you're going to be in there. So these son of a bitches, I'm going to go after them. It may take a year to do this because I have to document a bunch of stuff, but I've talked to everybody I want to talk to in the Brain Institute, and Friday afternoon I was in President Fox's office to let him know, because he's over the entire university, and I will pursue this. I've been going through PTSD. That's the only thing I can call it. Anger, nervousness, impatience with people. I hate my personality right now. I'm normally a pretty happy-go-lucky person. Michelle, you know me. Tom, you know me. This is not me. Tonight I'm feeling pretty good because I had a little bit of beer before I came here.
Good.
But anyway, I will pursue this. And those son of a bitches, they're going to go to jail. They're going to get in trouble for what they did to me. And there's 250 other people doing this same brain study. I don't know their phone numbers or their addresses. I can't get in touch with them. Maybe this son of a bitch is torturing them too. But I'll get to the bottom of this. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That said, let me talk a little bit about nakedness, and then I'm going to do a couple of poems.
All right.
Okay? I have been a nudist, a skinny dipper, for 44 years. I'm 65. I started at 21. I went to a place out here on Hawthorne Road. It's no longer there. It was called Gymnos. And I tried it, and I loved it. So, all right, that said, we all know what's happening with Donald Trump's penis, okay? We've all heard about Stormy Daniels.
Here we go.
He's got a weird penis, and I don't know what it is. I really don't want to know. I don't want to know anything else about Donald Trump because he's one of the guys that triggers my flashback to that damn MRI, okay? But I'm overweight. I'm 228 as of today. My goal is to be 200 by Christmas Day when I see my daughter. So I call myself his royal fatness, okay? I know I'm fat. I'm not svelte. I'm not the guy that appears in Playgirl magazine or anything like that. So if I take my clothes off, it's because I accept my body the way it is. There's nothing special about it, okay? So that said, I want to say one more thing. Everyone here, everyone everywhere falls in one of two categories. Either they have a penis or they've seen and or had sex with a penis, okay? So penises are no big deal. They really aren't. We can giggle about them and everything else, but it's no big deal. So what I'm going to do is get gradually naked as I do my performance. And if it offends you, if it bothers you, there's the door, or you can turn your back on me, okay? So I have 5 pieces of clothing, and as I go through this, I'm going to take off 1 piece for each thing. And I'll leave my watch on, so I'm not totally naked. And by the way, when I'm naked, I'm not breaking Florida law. I'm not breaking Gainesville law. Florida law requires you to be lewd and lascivious. It's not like you can walk up and down University Avenue naked. But to be naked standing on a stage like this is not against the law. So Tom, you're not getting in trouble. Bar owner, you're not getting in trouble. Here we go.
We have a lawyer for people.
We're gonna get a reputation like Cafe Risque.
First
of all, this is the first thing I will show you. This is going on the back of my car. I'm going to embellish it a little bit, okay? I stop for homeless persons. And these people are hungry. They live on the street. They're in Bo Diddley. They're behind buildings. There's a guy behind the Masonic Lodge over there. I know where they all are, okay? I leave them alone, but I bring them food sometimes, okay? So this is what I do. This is going on the back of my car. That's my first performance. Now, how about some poems?
Oh.
I want to get this one out of the way. I wrote this right after the MRI thing, because the MRI thing happened on 9/11, the 17th anniversary of September 11th, the collapse of the Twin Towers and the Pentagon attack. And so the hat comes off. In fact, that's the second part. So the second part is. The poem is called Terror Town. September 11th, 2001. Cloudless day became long day into night, and night after night after night after night. Planes veered and hit the towers. Chaos ruled for hours, endless hours. People crying, people dying. Bush waiting. Bush still waiting. Bush leaving. Bush lying. Bush blood on his hands. Crashing columns, flashing flames. Smoke, choke, no stroke of luck. How many more? Where's the door? All those faces, just no traces. Dying, calling, living, crawling, down, 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 all the way to the ground. Then no sound. Eerily, no sound. But sirens, but falling bits, but crying eyes, but dying, then wondering, when will it come again? Then is when. Where is the safe house? Where is the safe place? What is safe? And what happens now? The buildings, they're just not there anymore. If the pants fall down, you get 2 for 1.
2 what?
We don't know yet.
2 what?
Mystery.
Here's a poem Tom's going to enjoy. I hope. I want to get your opinion on
I'm
this.
having a wonderful time.
This is called Poems. Poems gaze among the stars. Poems ride endless waves. Poems sift through grains of sand. Poems reflect in the sun rays. Poems scream in the cries. Poems fall down tears. Poems live every day. Poems throughout the years. Poems merrily provide laughs. Poems produce the smiles. Poems hide in the microns. Poems drift along the miles. Poems live down in the valleys. Poems soar among the peaks. Poems meander along the rivers. Poems are the leaves on the trees. Poems waft into your thoughts. Poems dance in your mind. Poems linger on your lips. Poems are forever in time.
Yes, now we're getting somewhere.
Okay.
I love the
We're going to do my favorite poet, and we're going to do it the way I do it. I imitate him like I imitate Bob Dylan. I cracked you up last time. Limbs and singers, you know. Okay. Mending Wall by Robert Frost. Something there that doesn't love the wall. Something that sends the frozen groundswell under it and spills the upper boulders in the sun and makes gaps even two can pass abreast. The work of hunters is another thing. I have come after them and made repair, where they have left not one stone on a stone, but they would have the rabbit out of hiding to please the yelping dogs, the gaps I mean. No one has seen them made or heard them made, but at spring mending time we find them there. I let my neighbor know beyond the hill, and on the day we meet to walk the line and set the wall between us once again, we keep the wall between us as we go. To each the boulders have fallen to each, and some are loaves, and some no nearly balls. We have to use a spell to make them balance. Stay where you are until our backs are turned. We wear our fingers rough with handling them. Oh, just another kind of outdoor game, one on a side, it comes to little more. Then, where it is, we do not need the wall. He is all pine, and I am apple orchard. My apple trees will never get across and eat the cones under his pines. I tell him, he only says, good fences make good neighbors. Spring is the mischief in me, and I wonder if I could put a notion in his head. Sorry, there's a little bit more, sorry. Why do they make good neighbors? Isn't it where there are cows? But here there are no cows. Before I build a wall, I'd ask to know what I was walling in and walling out, and to whom I was like to give offense. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that wants it down. I could say elves to him, but it's not elves exactly, and I'd rather he said it for himself. I see him there bringing a stone grasped firmly by the top in each hand, like an old stone savage armed. He moves in darkness, as it seems to me, not of woods only, but in the shade of trees. He will not go beyond his father's saying, and he likes having thought of it so well. He says again, good fences make good neighbors.
Yay! Awesome! Yay! Tabernacle of Hedonism.
I don't want any of this going on the internet, all right? No secret cameras.
Yeah, nope.
This is my final message.
I don't know, these eye patches have digital input.
This is my final message. Friends, take these words to heart. We are in the end times. This is abundantly clear. A very dark period is upon us. Trump is the Antichrist. But all is not lost. The reality is God sees everything. He's got it all in hand. But the message for all of us is this: time is very short. Jesus will be here in the blink of an eye. We cannot know when. Only the Father knows. So be ready. Make sure, dead certain of whom you serve. Thank you very much.
The Naked Poet! Incredible! Unbelievable! The Naked Poet, everybody!
Not naked anymore.
He's not naked anymore! All right. We showed nothing important. We went up.
I beg your pardon.
The Naked Poet. Thank you for that. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, great. Yes. Okay. I'm enjoying it. Okay. Tabernacle of Hedonism continues, ladies and gentlemen. How about it again for the Naked Poet? A fearless performance in which we saw everything with only one eye, because I was wearing my patch.
So you only got half the show.
Yes. We did not expose anything private in our broadcast this evening. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage our next musical and artistic and creative guest, the extraordinary Sames. A round of applause.
Hello, everyone. That was fantastic. And P, I love that. I just want you guys to know it's just me up here. Nothing crazy, nothing false. It's just me up here. I'm gonna play some EP songs from this new thing coming up. Hope you don't mind. I brought a keyboard, and let's get 2 minutes to set up.
By the way, if anybody wants to buy this, it's $1,200. Thank you.
We got 1,200 poor poets. We can put $1 each in, Tom.
Yeah. I'll sell it for $1,200, and I'll even provide a set of darts.
It's a little risky, though. I wouldn't want to hit the vibe with it. Cool glass, solid. Really good prescription versions.
The thing is, so it doesn't show it. It doesn't actually show. think if that's okay.
I'll trust you, Judge.
Yeah.
And no one will.
Good check. No, you're good. Yeah.
Yep.
How do I get this? Turn the feedback up.
Well, then take your thing iPad off.
The song's called Dante Must Die.
Covered in olive oil.
Let's play one more from this thing.
Yeah, it's good. We have 2 viewers, everybody, online. Yeah. What an extraordinary show this continues to be.
Exactly. You got an eye patch.
Yeah, well, I think it's cool. I needed it for some of the show.
Thank you.
Awesome. Saints, everyone, a round of applause. Incredible.
All right, Wally. Let's swamp the deck with you. Missing mass and both the flank. I don't know how to do it.
Yes.
Whoa. Good Lord. It's okay. The show should never be predictable. And that's the interesting thing, my favorite thing about you saying is you just never know what you're going to do. And it's so cool. That was really fucking cool. I loved it. And I could not have predicted the naked poet would take off all his clothes. Oh, yes, I could. It was the naked poet. Such an amazing show. And it's still ongoing. What are you doing here? What do you want from me? Just isn't talking to me, man.
Try to.
Get it together with this thing and it just won't communicate with me. It's like a chair or something. Is there any way we could stop the high-end feedback? Because it's really irritating to my eye patch.
Is that me?
No, you were fantastic. Hey, I happen to be a Kennedy Center Award-nominated sound designer. And if I would have won the award, we wouldn't have any feedback. Now, this thing is really troubling me. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you're probably wondering what we're going to do next. And it's you, of course. But for some reason, I'm completely spacing out on how you wanted me to introduce you. So if you would tell me, huh? Just
Mask.
mask. Okay. Reverend, we're going to have to do a whole different setup on this camera if we want to capture Mask's performance for the masses. Masses.
Gonna do one song on guitar and then maybe like two on piano.
Oh, one on guitar and two on piano. Okay. So would you like to start with guitar?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Mask, a round of applause. And forgive your itinerant crapo host who doesn't know who he's talking to or what he's doing, but even Mask knows that I only have one neuron that's firing at this stage of the game, and I'm just doing the best I can with it. We'll just get you on stage, and then no one will care about the introduction. And don't forget, Cowboy, closing us out tonight, except for the fact that Greg Stull is here, and he'll potentially really close us out tonight. Maybe we'll do a jam, man.
Where's dude? I brought my drumming.
I don't know. Where's the Tabernacle of Hedonism choir? Reverend, could you put a Could you go on the wire? Could you go on the paper cups and string and figure out where our choir is? All of them are missing. Every single member of the choir is not here. You know, I've never seen this happen before. At least some of the choir is here most of the time, if you know what I'm saying. Okay. You want me to explain that? Hey, at this point, I'd just like to say, for $2,000, you could get this Tom Miller painting. The great thing about this painting is, you see there's a very nice looking grandmother here, and then a kind of a terror grandmother from your nightmares over here. But if you'll notice at the top, it said Grandma's home, except that there's no apostrophe on the S, which means, or does it, that Grandma's home, and so is her, you know, terrifying inverse grandma, or does it mean Grandma's home? Both of them. I think that's worth $2,000. Anyone? Anyone? How about $40? Nothing?
I'll take it for $1 trillion Zimbabwean dollars.
Okay. I think it's sold. Hi, right on time. Thanks for coming. Did you want to buy this for $1,000? Yes?
$2.
Can I do a quick joke?
Oh, Alan Bushnell would like to do a joke, and he's pulling executive rank, ladies and gentlemen. No, he's pulling executive rank. Hey, how are you? You're just in time for Alan Bushnell's joke.
Fantastic.
Alan, I honestly thought Alan Bushnell's joke was our show, but apparently he's comedy too. So let's see what he says. Ladies and gentlemen, Alan Bushnell with a joke.
Thanks. Forgot my cigarette. Anyway, this is inspired by our resident pirate expert. His joke about hanging five. So you get a pirate. He's got the eye patch. Hey, how well can he see? What's his vision? Anybody know?
No, what's my vision?
20. Good answer.
Oh, you ruined it.
I didn't know.
I'll never say another joke again.
I'm sorry,
We're all getting old in here. No, just kidding. No, it was better than half the jokes that the Pirate Geek did. I mean, he was, you know, but he just does them with aplomb.
You know, I got thrown off by a heckler.
Will somebody tell me what aplomb means? Will they look that up? I don't even think I'm saying it right.
B is silent.
What is it?
B is silent.
I know, I was saying it to be funny. But what does it mean? You think I'd really be up here going aplomba? I'm like I know my words, I know words. You don't even know how words I know. Hey, speaking of, I like using both microphones. They both suck, but anyway. Speaking of, I just wanted to mention what President Trump said about the storm. I thought it was so great. He said, I thought it was so great. It was amazing. I thought it was so great. Here's what he said about the storm. He said, it's very, very wet from a rain perspective. It's actually a true comment. Like, there's another perspective out there, a feather, a hair dryer, in which the storm isn't quite so wet. Maybe it's dry. I don't know. We'll find out. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage our next performer, who will be playing both the guitar and the piano. The paella, as we like to say in Little Italy or Cuba. Actually, it's not in Little Italy, just Cuba. Yes.
I just was curious, what gauge of strings is good for a Stratocaster?
That's a
great question. Thank you for asking.
I have really weak fingers, so I play with 8s or 9s.
8s or 9s?
Yeah.
That's 8s are kind of
Okay, the stage is yours. Round of applause, everybody.
All right. This song is called "Can't Get Up." It's about when you're got a lot to do during your day and just feel so overwhelmed by it, you end up doing none of it. So most of my days. Thank you.
And now we're moving to the piano, yeah? Taking footage from the internet, yeah? Put it in the piano.
Well, we actually had one viewer.
Anybody wants a Wassermanian t-shirt, just look at Tabernacle and Hedonism up on the Google and, figure it out, because we don't have any. I'd like to thank David Lynch for donating the baby from the Racerhead balloon that you see floating upside down above your ear. Thank you for that, David. David Lynch. So, I'm wearing this over my third eye, you may have noticed now. And I'm doing existentialist piracy. Our entertainment is round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Song number 2.
I guess this is sort of like an improvisational piece I wrote for my grandparents. Thank you.
Mass continues with yet another piano song.
Tom, French bar or Broadway?
Well, let's put it to a vote. Do we all want French or Broadway? All those in favor of French, raise your armpits. Thank you. That was a French.
I'm sure what that is.
Minor shade, don't worry.
French or Broadway?
I'm not smelling it too good either, okay? And all those in favor, Broadway. Looks like French.
All right.
Yes.
French.
This set dedicated to Arthur Rimbaud. Rimbaud. I can't say it. Mask, everybody.
All right.
A French tune. A French ditty.
Well, French style. It's still my composition.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be moving on to our next performer. Hey, thanks for coming. Tapeworm. He's got stuff online, I think, too. Find out about Tapeworm. He's really terrific. For those of you just joining us, you missed the naked poet being completely naked. You missed me covering my third eye with my pirate thing. What is these called? Eye patch, right? Eye patch? Is that the way to say it? It's not pirate thing? Eye patch? All right. Covering my third eye with my pirate patch. Because I don't want to hurt anybody. You know, I mean, I get in trouble. Yeah. And yes, an amazing, unique performance from Sangs, amazing, unique performance from Mass, beautiful music all along. But for the toughies that stay out for the end of the night, we're now going to resolve it with two final acts. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming. You all are doing it right. Do the circuit, my man. Ladies and gentlemen, two final acts. Please welcome to the stage. We just printed his CD tonight. He's got 4 of them. They're $400 each. It's a 12-minute CD of pretty much what you're going to see right now. And I want to tell you, except that this will be like live. Cowboy has been coming to the show for a long time, but he's been way on the scene before I ever got here. Cowboy, are you ready? Do you have the moves? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage at the Tabernacle of Hedonism, our biggest star yet, the only one we have with an actual CD of his own besides me, Cowboy. What's up? You got the mic on? Do the switch. And maybe it's got a switch. Nope. I totally have it off. Wasn't I just talking to that? Oh, there we go.
Testing, 1, 2, yeah. We don't.
All right, Cowboy, it's all yours.
All right. For the ones who haven't been able to see me here, I'm on. You know, I guess some of you wondering why. You wonder why a man want to sing a lonely, slow, and sad song. You'll be surprised at things a man won't do when the one he loves is gone. I've only been in love 2 times in my life. It's strange that it seems with the same girl twice. My heart been broken more times than the 10 commandments. I was made to cry more times than a crying, weeping willow. If you ever see a man walking the streets tonight, he's not a burglar or a gangster, nobody like that. It's just only me, I'm walking because I got pain in my heart. But I want to tell you how you can recognize me. You'll know about these words. Tonight, I walk the streets alone. I can feel a pain deep inside. I got no one to say sweet things to me. I am lonely as a man could be. You see that woman trying to make me pay. Then all my life, I call it sacrifice. Love is nothing but sacrifice. You see, sometimes I walk around, I look up and I wonder sometimes, how many years are there in front of me before I can find me somebody to set my poor heart free? I say only the good Lord up above knows. Tell me what have I done to cause these pains on me? Cause that woman tried to make me pay. Then all my life I call it sacrifice. Love is nothing but sacrifice. You see, that's when you love someone that don't really love you. I was so bad off here what I done. I went to my mother. I said, Mother, your boy got pains in his heart. The girl I love, she's so far away. All right, that's one. I'm gonna give you one more.
That's on the album.
Hey, everybody, just come on, gather around. I know you don't need to listen. I'm gonna tell you anyhow. I know I'm not educated, although I've been to school. It's not very hard to tell when a woman trying to play me a fool. She got one too many men. I said she got one too many for me. If she had one, my heart began to burn. If she had two, she began to make me blue. And then she had three, and then she had four, and then she made the little boy go. And then she had five, I began to open my eyes. And then she had six, the neighbor said she put me in a trick. And then she had seven, things got no better. And then she had eight, I thought the woman she quit from her own mistakes. And then she had nine, the world was on my mind. And then she had 10, it looked like the woman she tried to start all over again. 11, 12, that's as far as she can go. Ooh, babe, I don't need your love no more. You better listen, all your men. You better take my advice. A woman, she'll do you wrong, don't care about being your wife. I had myself alone for a woman, and I had her all my life. And every rainy day it goes by, I had to make a sacrifice because she had one too many for me. I couldn't take it.
Cowboy, everybody give him a round of applause. The album is available. We'll play it at the end of the night. Cowboy, I noticed this mic got smaller and smaller when you started up here. Well, I got it, and then it was sort of like,
Getting down.
You got down, right? We got to get this microphone stand down. A little tighten that thing. Cowboy, you are the man. Good stuff.
Yeah, thanks.
It is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Ladies and gentlemen, to close out our show, we normally go to the Tabernacle of Hedonism choir. All of them. And apparently, every single one of them are not here. I don't know where they are. I don't know what happened. Did we find anything out, Reverend? Did you put the word out on the Jamba line? On the red Jamba line? Sounds like a subway you take in New York.
Absolutely.
You going on the blue? No, I'm taking the red Jamba line. He's gone, huh? Tabernacle Ferry. Thank you for doing your tarot card readings tonight. And do you know where the Tabernacle of Hedonism choir is? Every single one of them are missing.
I know. What, except for we have a reserve.
Well, I know, and that's where we're going, because you know why? Because the Tabernacle never lets you down. We always have a game plan. We always have a game plan. That's all right. Greg Stull, ladies and gentlemen, is here. He is a creative artist. He makes instruments. He does instrument videos, all kinds of crafty little things. He's always coming up with new stuff, and he is going to not just play whatever that instrument is, not just jam with me and anyone else that probably would like to, but the primary beginning reason is that he has a donut conversation that needs to be had, and it's time that we stop fucking around and have this conversation. And I know there's only a few people here. I know this is a bit controversial, okay? A little bit more controversial than The Naked Poet and all of the things that we didn't see when he performed. But, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right to the donut issue at hand. Please welcome to the stage, Greg Stull.
Yay! Greg Stull!
So yeah, I guess Tom, you noticed I was here earlier, and we briefly spoke about your upcoming play you're doing, and I left for maybe an hour.
Right.
So I went and I had two Uber Eats deliveries. So the first one was Krispy Kreme.
Right.
All right, Krispy Kreme.
Going to the dorms.
Yeah.
So I got a $2 tip, so I actually made $5 on that. So my whole thing with Krispy Kreme, I don't get the people that order a dozen original glazed. Like
if they're hot.
Yeah, I just don't. It's
like
saying, you know what? I'm willing to eat a bunch of. I mean, Krispy Kreme. You walk in, they got all these different fucking crazy Oreo covered donuts, fucking jelly filled. All they got. I don't even know, like St. Patty's Day green, all kinds of weird shit, and you're just gonna get 12 fucking of the most plain donuts possible. That's like going to, it's like I'm willing to consume a whole bunch of empty calories, but I want it to be in the simplest, fucking most boring way possible. It's like if you go to an Italian restaurant and be like, oh, wow, I think I just want a bowl of noodles with salt.
Hey, I love that.
Yeah, you're the person. And yeah, similarly, I had one time, I pick up this guy that's all stoned as hell, and he's like, "Oh, dude, let's stop at Krispy Kreme on the way to my girl's place." I'm like, okay, he pulls in, and I guess the lady working was sweet on him or whatever, so she gives him the dozen and then like an extra 4 or something. So. He gets in the car and he's like, "Bro, man, it's just me and my girl. Like, I gotta give you some of these donuts." Like, I'm like, okay, well, I don't, I'm not like I got Tupperware in my fucking car, so I'm like holding 3 donuts in my hand, and I'm like, what do I do with these donuts? And I was like, I guess I'm just gonna fucking eat them and skip whatever next meal. Yeah, so I eat like 3 original glazed Krispy Kreme donuts, and like within like 5 minutes, I just feel like sick as hell from all that sugar. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like if you were to go and just get a loaf of bread from Walmart, like the cheapest white bread you can get, and then like steal a bunch of sugar packets from McDonald's and just pour sugar on bread and fucking be like, oh yeah, this is fucking delicious. Reminds me of the brief stint I did in Ocala jail, where the dudes how they make what they call cakes. They take the cocoa packets.
Excuse me.
The cocoa packets from commissary and the sugar packets, and then I guess technically saran wrap they get from the kitchen almost as contraband. So they just take bread and they mix up cocoa and sugar and smashed up banana, put it in this saran wrap, and smash it all together and put it underneath their mattress or their bed and sleep on it to get it to all cook together.
Ooh,
and to me,
great idea.
this is the person that thinks that Krispy Kreme is good. Is also the person that thinks this is fucking nasty. I'm like, the one thing I can say about being in jail, at least I wasn't there long enough to be like, oh, I want to eat fucking bread with fucking mashed up. Whatever mashed up sugar I can find,
bananas,
and that I've slept on for 2 nights to make into just whatever fucking thing. Yeah, I was curious to make wine, prison wine, but I guess you gotta go to state if you want to drink prison wine. You can't do
pee in that.
County jail. You can't make your own wine in county jail. You gotta go somewhere more serious. Okay, so that's all I got to say about Krispy. Like the Western Hemisphere, usually hand drums. The low-pitched drum is on the right, the high-pitched drum is on the left. And then you can actually use both hands, where it was this. The high-pitched they play on the right, and the low on the left. And then they actually developed what's called split finger playing with the right hand. So if you see the tablas that are, so I forget if there's the tablas and then there's this. So it's depending on which part of India that you're in, that they use one or the other. So I forget if it's the north or the south that uses this. The other one uses tablas. But anyway, so I can't say I'm any good at it, but what I do is when I'm driving, I sit there and try to figure out how to play with my fingers, what I would usually. So instead of going, there you go. So yeah, there's like a really they have like 20 different hits that they can play where you can have like or it's really in a lot more in depth than I would have imagined. So it's kind of fascinating. Whereas on the opposite hand, and the other thing is too, no disrespect to anybody, but if you play bongos like this, you're gonna burn out your hands. If you play for a while, the way they're actually kind of supposed to do is, I guess it's not gonna work for you, is it? Yeah, it's supposed to be the other way around. Oh well. Or can I do that?
Are you trying to loosen this thing?
No, I can do that. Whoops. Oh, that's straight. Oh well. It's supposed to be down.
Okay.
But anyway. Oh, but then it was cool because once I started learning that, then I can do like. Something. Yeah. So yeah. That's great. I'll put them back. And I don't know. I guess recently, my thing I was into is there's some instruments up off of Northwest 45th Avenue that were installed on the playground. So hopefully, like January when it gets cooler, I'm going to bring out some of my drums to try to complement what's already there and invite people out to jam with me and whoever. So yeah.
Have you talked to the city of Gainesville yet?
Michelle, I sometimes I just don't understand what you expect. You're expecting me to do.
It's so much, I
If you
know.
destroy the current administration.
Something about the city of Gainesville.
Your laser mind and your laser words.
Yeah, instead of telling Keith Perry he's a fucking asshole on Facebook,
Sounds like
probably
laser
getting myself in trouble.
All right, let's do
All
some,
right, thank
combo
you
stuff.
for.
Well, no, we're gonna do some combos.
Oh, we're
now.
doing combos.
Yeah, you
Right,
play that. I'll play the log if you're ready to that.
All right.
We'll come on the stage. We can do it. All right. In lieu of the Tabernacle Choir being here, I guess we're going to just try a little theme here, a little drum. Thank you for everybody that came. I've got my patch over my third eye, so you shouldn't feel anything burning. All right. And I want to thank the Reverend Angel Dust and everybody that came out tonight. It was a pretty amazing show. When we're done with this, we'll play Cowboys CD, and that'll be that.
Yeah.
All right, lay it on me.
There, okay.
No, you do it. You do it. thank you. And hey, how about it for Alan Bushnell, Hardback Cafe? Everybody that came out tonight, thank you so much. Have a wonderful time. Thanks for coming to Lobster Balls.
What's next week?
You saw Naked Man next week. What's next week?
Canadian marijuana week.
The Canadian Marijuana Show is next week, so don't miss out.
Okay.
I know we're kind of stuck on our theme, but Canadian marijuana seems to be doing pretty well, and we want to do well, and so we're going to jump on the tail of Canadian marijuana and see if it'll drag us into the future.
I have a
South Africa even legalized weed. Why can't we?
I know. That's a very good question. Bring that question next week. We'll have Michael Garvin answer it for you after he tells us what he's wearing. Okay? Great job. Hey, Alan, you think you can play that CD with, is that possible to play that file?
Yeah.
Let's hear that file, and we'll go out on Cowboys' famous record, and then we'll get back to normal. Hey, that's pretty good, right?
That was really awesome.
Did that before. Cover up my third eye again. Thanks for coming out. Legendary guitar player Tom Holtz was in the room.
Yeah.
Played in billions of bands. Tom, are you playing with Nancy at all Hey, Tom, are you playing with Nancy at all this weekend or any of that stuff?
No.
All right, well, Band of Fools, that's my primary thing, and all the other.
I saw that video.
Fritz the Cat and all these other things. Yeah, it's very cool. It's a blast. So, Tom Holtz, legendary guitar player, in the house. You'll have no idea the company we keep here at the Tabernacle. You have no idea.
Bunch of crazy folks.
Bunch of crazy motherfuckers.
Crazy talented.
Some kind of percussive-based. What if we made a duo or a trio? We'll get one other person maybe, and we just take your sort of traditional instruments, but then we add in your creations and figure out a way to. You know how Stomp? You remember Stomp?
Yeah, see, I had the whole playlist of that, and what I was trying to, I'm putting out feelers to get together like a percussion thing.
Good night, thanks for coming.
I guess some of you wondering why a man goes to the Lord for a sad song. You'll be surprised to think the man won't do. That sounds like this guy. I only been in love 2 times in my life. It's painful to see you at the same your life. My heart been broken both times. I've made you cry both times in the fight. If you ever have a feel like walking the streets tonight, don't be afraid.
I actually edited, some treatment on this.
But I'm going to tell you, I can recognize it. You know that tonight, I hope you feel I can feel pain.
Yeah, I know. I'm probably enough.
I don't know. She doesn't want to try to leave you. Oh, my life.
That was a great show.
See, sometimes I look and I wonder, okay?
Okay, that's the Alan you were talking about? Yeah.
She told me it's my friend.
Why do you think it's so fresh?
I made a bunch of
Why do you think it's French? Why do you think
Wrong, my bad. No, I wouldn't tell you.
It's my very heart feels a woman has me and more again. I said, yeah, one heart is a bird. Yeah, three. If you had four, if you had two, if you had five, you know, open my eyes. If you had six, they gave us if you had seven, they got no better. If you had eight, I opened the door. If you had nine, the world would go down. If you had 10, the legs would go down.